This is a big question that every creator must have had. Does gear matter? Does it matter to you? Or do you think it really does matter? Let us find out in this video. Personally, I feel like it goes both ways, because gear can matter in some instances, and in other instances it may not matter so much or not at all, because it depends on what you're looking for and what it takes to be able to achieve that look or that kind of production quality that you're looking for. So for instance, let's talk about photography. For instance, if I am gonna grab my images, and these images are gonna be used on social media, where even social media platforms normally compresses images and video content that we post, I am not gonna look at using a very high-end camera whatsoever, unless I'm going to have the intention, or possibly I'm gonna blow the image up, or the video is gonna be used on higher resolution TVs for previews and all that. If my images are not gonna be blown up, for instance, for billboard purposes or in any way, I'm not gonna really consider high-end, high resolution, a whole lot of megapixels in a camera. I'm not going to consider that at all. I'm going to go with a basic camera that costs, somewhere in the middle, where it's quite affordable. I mean, affordability, though, I understand, is relative, but for the most part, if you have a decent camera that shoots, let's say, at most 18 megapixels, 20 megapixels, like the Canon EOS 6D that I use, which works perfectly fine. I've been using it for 5 years. I keep on saying this across a lot of videos, but it's because it matters more to me to understand the basics and how to operate the gear that you have, other than giving a huge camera, a high-end camera, to a beginner, and the beginner has no idea what to do with it. And that's where it actually comes in play and makes sense that gear doesn't really necessarily matter. But gear can matter when you are progressing in your dealings, in your production, and you are getting a lot of bigger clients coming at your door to produce high resolution content for their their advertisement purposes, for public consumption and all that. Or basically you feel like you've outgrown the smaller or the low-end cameras and the low-end gear, for that matter. If you feel like you're outgrowing them, then you can consider buying higher-end gear and considering gear, which here will matter because you know why you are getting it. So the why and if you need it is the question that you need to ask yourself. That do I understand why I need this gear? Do I understand if I need this gear? So if you need it, then go for it, for whatever purpose it is. But don't just follow blindly people buying all the high-end gears and you think that you're going to be able to produce those good contents that you see them produce with those high-end gears. Trust me, there's no way that you can match up to that if you don't have the fundamentals of photography, you don't have the fundamentals of how to use, let's say, a low-end gear of the same, or let's say not so much of the same caliber, but it is actually meant for the same purpose. So just understand that you need to know the fundamentals, the basics about what gear you're using, and if you're going to upgrade, you have a tangible and a strong reason why you are upgrading, and you understand why you are upgrading, and that's where gear can matter. So that's actually my reservation or my submission about if gear matters or does gear matter, which is the big question that creators mostly are confronted by or must have heard. And yeah, there's no typical answer to this. It depends on you. It's either you're gonna go for a high-end gear or a low-end gear, something that works. As long as it does the job, you're good to go. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and turn on the post notification button so that you'll be notified of future videos anytime I upload them over here on my YouTube channel. And until the next video, have a wonderful day. See ya.